Hopefully you can hear me. Working with some new tech again, new mic. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello, 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 hello. Yep. How is everyone this wonderful Thursday evening? It's Thursday. I have to look. December 12th. Oh my gosh. 13 days until Christmas of 2024. Are you ready? I haven't bought one gift. That's so not like me. Yeah, I would say I'm not ready. If you can hear me, please drop it down in the chat. And when you come in, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. Let people know this is good. It's all good. And please let me know where you are from. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Where are you watching from? Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look and see, okay, what's going on in the chat to make sure that you can hear me. Looks like we're all good. Well, welcome to Thursday. I switched it up a little bit. I'm doing Thursday Night Live instead of Tuesday Night Live. Had some issues going on with work, so this just worked out a little bit better. So we are here. I see that Cornell Smith is watching from El Paso. I see your comment. Hi, all the way from El Paso. Yep, got my Texas fam in here. Wonderful. I have some exciting news, and I'm really going to hype it up. I'm going to wait and not share it until a little bit later. I have some very exciting news, big announcement that I'm going to announce on the show, but I'm going to do that a little bit later. I want to talk to you, of course, about cruise news, some really wild stuff going on in the cruising industry. I want to give you some updates about what we're doing, Right Recipe for Travel, where we're going to be, what's happening, because there's some updates with that as well. And I want to just talk to you. So feel free, give me, if you have a comment, type it on in the chat. It looks like I'm able to see my comments. At least they're popping up every once in a while. Just let me know. I'm not going to keep you though, because I got to eat after this. I came home from work and I was like, oh, I got to get my live all set up. So I'm ready to eat. I know you're ready to do something too, but let's just sit back, relax together for 50 minutes or so, and let's talk cruising, traveling, and updates. All right, I got to tell you about some cruise news stories because I haven't done cruise news this week. So I have some cruise news stories. I'm going to start it off with the fire on board MSC. Have you heard about this? The one thing that the cruise industry does not want or need on board any ship is a fire. I mean, who does, right? But a fire on board the cruise lines, they tell you when you go to do your muster drills, that's the worst thing that they could have happen. So I have this story pulled up here and I have my big screen behind me to look at it. There was a confirmed generator fire on the upper deck of an MSC cruise ship. Let me pull this up. So this was a 7-night cruise on MSC Seashore. That is one of the least expensive cruises right now that you can do. I'll talk more about that later. But this was a 7-night cruise on the MSC Seashore, and this was going to be a Caribbean and Bahama cruise. And on the very first night, so first night out the gate, a fire breaks out on the cruise. That's crazy. It says that there was how many people? This happened on late night on December 8th, and they were traveling from Port Canaveral, Florida, and headed over to the cruise line's private island. It says the elevators were shut down. You were able to smell smoke, and people were wondering what was going on. Let me see. Now, what it also says in here is that, of course, these people on the cruise ships, they are trained. They are trained for these type of instances, and they snap right to it. They got, the fire contained. They got it put out right away. It says that there was nobody hurt, nothing like that. But there was a fire. Can you imagine being on the first night of your cruise? You were so excited. You're having fun, drinking drinks, dancing, doing the two-step, the slide, the boogie, the cha-cha, whatever you do, eating, testing your fates in the casino, and then you hear this alarm going off and see people running and smell smoke. Yeah, that would not make you feel very confident. But like I said, They got to it right away. It says nobody was hurt. Let me read this. And they took care of the instance so fast that they didn't even change the itinerary. The itineraries didn't change. They kept going, and once they got to MSC's private island, they were able to do an inspection and see that everything was pretty good. So that is a that's wild. It says that the itinerary, why can't I talk? You know what? I need some water. It will continue as originally scheduled, and they will return to Port Canaveral by December 15th. So they have like 3 more days left of their cruise. Yep. No, don't worry about the Titanic. These ships right now are so much different and better. It's so funny when you're on a cruise, for cruising fans and fanatics. When you're on the cruise, you don't even feel it. You don't even know it half the time. It's a city. It's a city going on around you. So much stuff you could almost forget you're on a cruise ship. They're so smooth. The music's playing. The stuff is going. It's quite interesting. But to wake up or to find that your cruise had a fire, that would be wild. And what I bet is some people probably didn't even know. Yep, that's how big these cruise ships are. That's how many people are on these cruise ships. And that's how quickly people respond to it. I bet, half the people didn't know until later, didn't even know. So that's wild. I have a question for you. I'm going to ask you to type your answer down in the chat. Have you ever cruised on MSC? And have you ever cruised on the MSC seashore? Now, coming to Galveston, as you know, I live in Texas. Coming to Galveston next year, 1 year from now, in December, the sister ship, the MSC Seascape, will be home ported in Galveston, and we're very excited about that. Now, here is one of the announcements that I have to announce. We're not very happy about this, but there has been a change. Right Recipe for Travel has a group cruise on the MSC Seascape that will be here in Galveston December of next year. And we are canceling that group cruise until further notice. I will keep you posted. I will keep you updated, but we are canceling that because some other things have come up. I will say that again, and after the live, I will post it. So the group cruise that was scheduled for November of 2025 out of Galveston, Texas, the Right Recipe for Travel group cruise, until further notice, that has been canceled. But we are going to add some new things. We have some stuff coming. Please don't worry, it's coming at you. But that's one of the things I'd like to announce for tonight. Speaking of Galveston, and if you have questions, put them in the chat. I think I can see. So speaking of Galveston, they are breaking records. I have a couple of cruise news story about record breaking. You know how Christmas time comes and you buy so many gifts that you're breaking records in your bank account? Yeah, that kind of record breaking. The cruise industry has been doing very well. We know after the pandemic, the shutdown, they were struggling, they were crippled, they had to get, loans and all that. Since cruising has resurged, people have been flocking to it. There's so many new cruisers who had never cruised prior to the pandemic who are cruising now. Cruise ships are filled to capacity. As a travel advisor, just ask me. People contact me to go on a cruise, and they're thinking I'm going to give them a price of like 450, 500, 600. I'm not. They're like, what? And I'm like, and there's only 5 rooms left. People are cruising. It's still one of the best values for your money, even better than an all-inclusive, just because an all-inclusive is in one spot, and that cruise ship, it'll take you to different places, day by day. You can look out your window today and be in a whole other area tomorrow. So, but the prices are rising. And here is some of the information to show just how well cruise ships are doing. I'm going to read this. The Port of Galveston breaks records with 1.5 millionth cruise passenger. Galveston has been like 3rd or 4th largest cruise terminal. The ones in Florida, hands down, Port Canaveral, Miami, just kicking butt. But Galveston is holding her own. Galveston is like, a sweetheart. They're coming up. The cruise industry is realizing people will cruise out of Galveston. So the ships that are coming to Galveston are a little bit newer, bigger. We have an Oasis class ship from Royal. We have the newest and largest, well, yes, the newest and largest of Carnival's cruises, the Carnival Jubilee, which I have a story about that. That's here in Galveston. They're bringing MSC is coming to Galveston, so people are realizing that yes, you in fact can sail out of Galveston, and it's come join us. The water's fine. 1.5 millionth cruise passenger. Okay, and it's if you see the story, I should have. I don't know how to do it from the phone to the computer because I'm doing my live on the phone tonight. I got some feedback that it was a little grainy and stuff. This should be a lot better. It is a cute family. I see a mom and three of her little kids, and one of the little kids is kind of looking like, "What am I doing? Why are we here?" I think it's really adorable. Bringing the kids, and they became the 1.5 millionth. It says the Port of Galveston welcomed 1.5 its 1.5 millionth cruise passenger on December 6th, and that is even surpassing their 2023 record. Roger Rees, Galveston Wharves Port Director and CEO, congratulated. Okay, let me make sure I say this name right. Don't butcher it. Cat Ruler Petruller Buchanan and her family, Amite La at Cruise Terminal 28 before they embarked on their 4-night trip aboard the Disney Magic. So this family was happening to go on a fun Disney cruise and leaving, and they were, hooray and hurrah, and they were probably very nervous, like, what is going on? And they have this big basket that they're given to them because they are the 1.5 millionth cruise passenger. So there's a lot of cruising going on out of Galveston, and that's a lot of fun to see. It says that the port is set to exceed 1.6 million passengers by year's end. So that's what, in 2 weeks? So, wow. And it's opening its fourth cruise terminal in November of 2025. And that's when MSC Seascape gets here. The $156 million project includes an on site parking garage and an interior roadway. So, Galveston is just taking off. It said the port anticipates a new record with over 380 cruise sailings in 2024, marking the 24th anniversary of Galveston's home port operation. In 2025, they expect to have over 400 sailings and 1.75 million passengers. So bravo, bravo. Cruising out of Galveston can be a lot of fun. And if you've never cruised from Galveston, here's my take on it, and let me know what you think in the comments. I like to go out of different home ports. Now there's some that it's close, so it doesn't take all of the stress. I don't have to get a flight. I don't have to get a hotel. I can just zip down to Galveston in a couple of hours, and I understand that for everybody else. If Port Canaveral is close to you, why would you go to Galveston? Why would you go to Los Angeles? You're going to go to Port Canaveral. I hear you, but it's something fun, energizing, and exciting about experiencing your cruise from a different port, one that you don't usually go out of, just to see how the terminal works there, to get a different perspective, a different sight, a different view. I highly recommend that even if one is close, once a year, once every 2 years, travel to a different port just to see what that city is like, what that area is like, and get that experience. That is my suggestion. And of course, I'm partial to Galveston. We're here, but I thought that was a really cool story to share with you. I want to know in the comments, please let me know. Have you ever cruised out of the Port of Galveston? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Didn't care? I've gotten feedback on both sides. Didn't like it. It was okay. Loved it. I have a video. Check it out in the video library, all about the things that you need to know before you cruise out of the Port of Galveston, because there's things you should know. If you're prepared, you're better ready to, your expectations have been kind of managed, so you're better able to do it. When I went on my first cruise out of Long Beach, we took a flight from DFW to the Long Beach airport, and I hadn't managed my expectations. I didn't know that airport was like a smaller airport, that when I got my luggage, it was going to be outside in the weather. It was freezing. It was raining in California at that time. And I'm like, somebody lied to me. And my expectations weren't managed. So I was a little like, what's going on here? But that's why, YouTube has all kind of videos. So if you're going to head out to a certain hotel, a certain airport, it's a good idea. Check it out and see what you might expect to find at that port or that hotel. So if you're traveling out of Galveston, take a look at the video so that you can be prepared for that trip. All right. I want to know, drop me down in the comments below, when is your next cruise? One, and what ship, what cruise line? When is your next cruise? What ship, what cruise line? Third question, how many cruises have you taken? Drop it down in the comments below. I want to talk to you now about Half Moon Cay. These private islands, and this is a debate, and I'd love for you to talk with me and tell me your thoughts. I'm not really a private island girly. I mean, I'm going to go. If the ship's going there, okay, I'm going. But I would much prefer an itinerary that didn't go to a private island. And I know that's controversial because these private islands are making bank. Bank. People love them. People book cruises for the private island. And I understand, the private islands have big, gigantic water slides and all kind of music and bars to the left, bars to the right. They have activities for kids, activities for adults. I get it. I get it. I don't, I would never choose a private island over like a destination. Even if I've been to that destination, Cozumel. I've been to Cozumel a lot. I would still pick Cozumel over going to a private island. Aruba. I've been to Aruba several times. I would still pick it over a private island. What are your thoughts on that? I know many people might say, "What's wrong with you? Private islands are great. You can." I just, I'm going to be very frank and honest with you. My take on it, and I just feel it's the cruise lines kind of slacking off. They build their plot of land, and all they want us to go there, and all the money to go there. They don't have to, There's no sites, no history, no. It's almost like taken away from me. I want to go to a place and learn the history of that place, meet the people there, try the food, see the sights, the music. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But private islands are hot commodities. And I have to admit, the ones that I have been to are very nice. Most of the cruise lines are putting money into these islands to make them, a nice place for people to visit. The music, which one was it? They have all kind of rides, places with cabanas, but a lot of this is pay. That's another something that I don't love. You know, I'm not going to beat that dead horse to death. Everything's going up, and it's the cruise lines are here to make money. So on their private island, they give you things that are free, and I'm very glad and grateful for that. So food is free, and some places are free, but a lot of things cost money. So I'm going to talk to you though about Half Moon Cay. It's been enhanced and it's going to be renamed. Let me tell you about this one. The Holland America line and Carnival Cruise Line, Carnival Corporation owns Holland America. Well, they have jointly announced that Half Moon Cay is being renamed Relax Away Half Moon Cay in support of its latest enhancements. What are we talking about here? So they're going to kind of split Half Moon Cay into two. And on the north side, they're going to have one brand getting off there, and on the south side, another getting off there, splitting in half. And they're going to make it two separate places, calling it Relax Away Half Moon Cay. Let me read some more. The two cruise lines said in a press release that they are partnering on these enhancements, and these enhancements include beachfront experience, lunch venues, more bars, and other features to reinforce, it says, the natural beauty. The newly constructed pier on the north side will allow ships to actually dock there, including Carnival's Excel class ships. So Carnival will be on the north side, and they're going to build the new pier so that they can just go right up to the island. They don't have to, do the smaller boats over there. Now, guests will arrive at plazas on the island's south and north side, and the existing development of the south side will receive a bohemian touch. So the south side, I'm thinking of a song, south side, anyway, okay. The south side will receive a bohemian touch-up, a new beach club, an updated lunch venue, and renovated facilities. Let's see. This Holland America's guests have been going to Half Moon Cay since 1997, it says. Wow. The south side of the island, where Holland America has visited, will remain the secluded paradise. And then the north side will be where Carnival will dock. And it's interesting, Carnival will be able to just, people will be able to get off and just go onto the island. But Holland America's side, you'll still have to take the smaller boat over to the island. They're not building it out so that you don't have to do the I don't know why I'm can't think of the name. Somebody put it in the chat. What are the names of the little boats that you have to take from the ship over to the island? That, yeah. It says the south of the island. No, I'm sorry, I already read that. Calling this piece of paradise Relax Away, Half Moon Cay reinforces their commitment to preserve the attributes that make the destination so appealing. So they're saying that this will be complete come May of 2026. So what? Less than 2 years. They're going to split this up, and they're going to add these enhancements: cabanas, lunch venues, music, bars, places. I'm sure there'll be like swimming pools and areas like that. And one side for Holland America, and the other side for Carnival. Any thoughts? Have you been to Half Moon Cay? What was your experience like at Half Moon Cay? We went there, and it was so funny. The My travel companions wanted to shop, and there was some shopping, but it wasn't a whole bunch. And I wanted to sit on the beach and eat the food, and so I sat on the beach and ate the food, and they went shopping. And then when they were finished, because they are professionals at this, they came back and was like, "Where's the food?" It was so funny. It was like a lot of it was gone. So, but what's your experience? What have you experienced at Half Moon Cay? I'd love to know. So this, I don't know, it doesn't say here when it begins to take place. I'm assuming that they're getting ready to start working on this now. I'm looking at the story and I don't see when it will take place. So this article came out on December 10th. So that was what, 2 days ago. So anybody heading to that island now, if you've been there recently, let me know. Did you see the construction? Are they already, putting shovels in the ground? I'm not sure, but it should be done by 2026. All right. I want to talk to you about cruise fares, and the wow. Black Friday was big. I put out a video about some of the incredible Black Friday sales that the cruise lines had, because it's not just for department stores anymore. Cruise lines were looking to get their sales, get things booked for next year, and they did in a big way. I'm going to tell you about some of them. Let's start with Virgin Voyages. Have any of you tried Virgin? I have not tried Virgin Voyages yet. And for 2025, I don't have any scheduled to go on Virgin Voyages. Of course, that's subject to change. But I have heard mostly good things about Virgin Voyages, especially their food. I haven't heard a bad thing about Virgin. But let me tell you what they're talking about now. They're talking about record breaking sales and revenue growth for Virgin Voyages. And also, hopefully, you saw my video that I put out recently. Virgin is doing something that no cruise line has ever done before. They're saying if you pay us, I think it's $120,000 or $150,000, you can cruise all year for a whole year on any of our ships, anywhere we go. You and two people come aboard. So you pay and then you go as much as you like. Innovative, crazy, I don't know. I got some mixed thoughts about it, but what do you think? I mean, of course, $150,000. Most of us, I'm assuming, think, well, that's a lot of money, and I don't have that sitting around in my piggy bank. But if you could, and I'm sure they take payment plans. What are your thoughts? And of course, you have to have the time. So this would be perfect for like someone who is a digital nomad. You can work from anywhere. You can take your computer, and as long as you have internet access, boom, this works perfectly for them, because this is how they started. Virgin Voyages started this plan where you can work, do this kind of work online while you're on their cruise kind of deal. And they put this special deal together. I also did a video about that, and it was overwhelmingly successful. So they thought, this is so successful. Let's try it for a year. So if you have the time, of course, always the money or can finance it, could you do it? Like if you were able to work from the ship or you don't work anymore, you're retired or something like that. This could be great. Could you cruise all year long? And I mean, it doesn't mean you have to be on the cruise ship from January 1st and get off December 31st. It means any cruise that you wanted to take throughout the year, you can take it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, a spare 150,000. I get you. Why not? I got an extra 150,000 laying around. Why not? I hear you. Exactly. I thought about it. That would be intriguing, interesting. That would be interesting. But they're breaking records. So let me read this to you. Virgin Voyages is celebrating record sales and revenue growth with Black Friday marking the highest booking day in company history. Wow. So sometimes we hear a lot of hullabaloo about prices, inflation, and don't believe that people don't have money. There's plenty of money flowing out there. People are booking these cruises, even with the prices just continuing to rise, rise, rise. These cruises are being booked. I'm telling you, people contact me for cruises and they're sold out. And they're like, huh? I'm like, sorry, you can't have that room. It's sold out. People are booking cruises. The company saw a 300% increase in revenue and bookings compared to 2023. How many of us saw a 300% increase in our checks, our income from last year? Okay. Overall revenue has risen by over 60%, and they have a projected 50 more percent growth in 2025. People are taking cruises and they seem to like Virgin a lot. It says in an environment where value is disappearing and travelers are feeling the pinch of changes from others, we are doubling down on being an incredible value for sailors. They call people who travel on their ships sailors. With all inclusive such as Wi-Fi, soft drinks, still and sparkling water, unlimited fitness classes, no upcharges for specialty dining, and more. So that's one thing that Virgin does that many others don't. When you get on a cruise, a lot of the mainstream cruises, when you pay your price, we all know this, you've paid for your cruise, you paid for port charges and taxes. It's possible that you might have paid for gratuities, but that's extra as well. Then everything else is like extra. And I don't mean everything else. There's still plenty of things that are free on a cruise. But all of those things that I mentioned to you, Wi Fi, specialty dining, certain waters, any soft drinks, what are some of the other things? Fitness classes, um, you have to pay extra for that. Yeah. And it ranges from different prices. One thing that just recently happened and people are not happy about it, Carnival quietly with no fanfare, no announcement raised their Wi-Fi package prices and their drink package prices, and it wasn't by just a couple of dollars. So these things are extra. So you might get a great deal on your cruise. Two people in a balcony cabin, $1,400, and you're like, yes, but now it's time to pay. You have to pay the gratuities. And I say have to, those are actually optional with a question mark. You don't want to take gratuities off. It can be removed, but those are the tips or the gratuities for the very, very, very hardworking staff that put up with us and clean up after us and take care of us and listen to us. So you can take them off, but that's extra. And then if you want a drink package, or that's extra. And drink packages are expensive, very expensive. A lot of times more expensive even than the cruise. But if you like to have alcoholic beverages, it becomes a great bargain if you're going to drink 4, 5, 6, or 7 a day. So um, that's included on a Virgin Voyages cruise. So they are saying, others are trying to pull all that extra money out of you. We're not pinching pennies. We're giving it to you. So it says, in addition to record bookings for the Mediterranean and Caribbean sailings, the brand has seen strong interest in its new Alaska itinerary. They're starting to head over to Alaska. Also, longer voyages, and they absolutely go over to Iceland. So people are interested in that and seeing the solar eclipse in 2026. It says here that in 2025, Virgin Voyages will launch its new ship, brand new, the Brilliant Lady, while the Scarlet Lady has just returned following a dry dock. So, record bookings. I'm going to believe that prices might go up on Virgin Voyages pretty soon. I would love to know, what is your experience with Virgin Voyages? Have you sailed on Virgin? And if you have, what was your experience? Was the food as good as they say? I'm believing that the answer is yes. So um, we're going to talk about more big news. I do have an announcement. I'm going to make it very shortly. I'm not going to make you wait all night, but I want to get some of this cruise news out since I didn't do cruise news this week. Let's go back to Galveston. Hi. Carnival Jubilee. I was there when she came in. My mom and dad were with me. They're on the live tonight. We went down to Galveston and we stayed in the hotel, and I watched that beautiful, pretty ship come in, and it was exciting and exhilarating. And I was so excited about the newest ship with the new ship smell actually coming to Galveston, not getting the leftover ships. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean leftover like that. But Galveston, we don't get the brand new right off the rack ships. We get ships that are brought here after a year or two or 10 from others. So it was really exciting to me to see this ship. Well, I cannot believe that this is telling me that Carnival Jubilee completes their first year of service. What? Is time going by faster? Is it just because I'm getting older? It just seems like 2024 flew by. I'm still shocked that we're in December, and this took me by surprise that it's already been a year. The new Carnival Jubilee is completing its first year of service. It was built by Meyer Werft Shipyard in Germany, and the ship was delivered to the US based company on December 4th of 2023. Wow. As the third vessel in Carnival's XL class, it can hold up to 5,400 guests when it's fully booked. And let me see, it sails from Texas and it goes to the Western Caribbean. I was very surprised to note that it's already been sailing for a year. So Gwen Stefani has served as the godmother for the ship. And we have Kendall Fire, who is the cruise director there on that ship. Tell me your experience, please, with the Carnival Jubilee. I booked someone on that one just recently, and it's so exciting to me because it's their very first cruise. Um, I think that it's exciting for a first time cruiser to go on like the latest, the nicest, the biggest, right? What a way to jump into the cruising fun, the cruising arena. And they wanted to go out of Galveston, so I was like, well, we have this one, or let's do the newest one. Let's do that one. I'm like, you got it. So 1 year Carnival Jubilee. Congrats. Have you sailed on the Jubilee? And how does it compare with the Mardi Gras and what's the other new Carnival ship? I don't know why I'm can't think of it right now. What are your thoughts? I know one has like that Louisiana kind of vibe. And what are your thoughts? I have not sailed on Jubilee, although it's right, at my doorstep, um, soon to come. I am very excited to check it out. And my other computer now just came on, so you heard that. I would like to take a moment to take a sip of water and give you an announcement. Another announcement, because I already told you about the group cruise. Here is another announcement. I like to do a bunch of stuff. Traveling and cruising is one of them. Not just cruising. I like to travel. I love traveling with my family. I don't mind traveling by myself. I really, really, cruising is probably my most favorite way to go, but we enjoy, road trips and park trips and all kind of them. I like to travel. I like it. Can you tell? I started a YouTube travel channel. But there's also something that I like to do, and I don't do it as much anymore because I'm an empty nester. I like to cook. I like to bake. I like to cook, and I like to do it so much that, drum roll please, I didn't hear it. Okay, thank you. I've started a second YouTube channel. That's right. Right recipe in the kitchen. Let me say that again. I have started a new YouTube channel and I would like to welcome all of you to subscribe to the channel and check it out. It is my YouTube cooking channel. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It is called Right Recipe in the Kitchen. Don't go to it now. Stick with me. Stick with me for the live. But after the live, please go subscribe to the channel. Check it out. Right now, I only have one short on there, but come the weekend, there will be several videos. I've already got them, edited or in process of editing and getting ready to upload. It is going to be a channel dedicated to the person that really taught me how to cook. And it wasn't necessarily my mom. My mom did teach me a lot, but it was my grandmother. I have a question for you. Some people don't like to cook, some love it, and then some swing everywhere in between. But I used to, as a child, I would watch my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, I'd watch her cook. And, back then, think about back then, she was born in the 20s, so they did everything, it was fresh made and done at home. And I just can remember her, especially for the holidays. She would invite the entire family. Everybody would come to her house. And she would make that meal for everybody, 10, 20 people. And we'd bring our friends and boyfriends and husbands and girlfriends. We'd bring anybody to the house. There was always more than enough food. My sister says, don't give me prison portions, which makes me laugh. My grandmother never gave prison portions. You could have a plate this big, heaped up. There was always more than enough food, and it was always so good. I don't know what she did. It was like magic in the hands. They knew how to cook. She grew some of her own vegetables and fruits out in her garden. She would sit there and just, oh man. And I would just watch her as a kid. And I wouldn't say anything. Even as a little kid, I would be like, what is she doing? And I would watch her mix and make her stuff. And it was fascinating to me. And I always wanted to do it. So as I got older, I would be like, Mom, can I help? Can I help? Sure. She let me stir this and peel that. And it just, I think, sparked my love of cooking. So I have a new YouTube channel, Right Recipe in the Kitchen. One video is already there. Please, after this live, go look for it, go find it. I will put the link down in the description. It's not there yet. But if you can't find it, because sometimes a brand new channel, because it has no viewers yet, it only has one video, it's kind of hidden. So if you go after this and you can't find it, come back to this video. I'll drop the link down in the description to the channel and check it out and support me. And if you know of people who enjoy, maybe they don't enjoy traveling, everybody doesn't love it, but maybe they like cruise. See, I'm still thinking traveling. Maybe they like cooking or they like new recipes. And I'm going to try to do a new recipe at least once a week. I'm going to upload videos more than once a week, I'm sure, because I have several that I'm putting out there now, but a new recipe once a week. And then an old favorite, one that maybe my grandmother taught me that has survived through all this time, that we still enjoy, that you can just tell she put love into that. She didn't cook because she had to. She cooked because she loved it and she wanted to serve that to her family. And I got the cooking bug. So hope that you support my new channel, Right Recipe in the Kitchen. So that's one of the announcements that I had for tonight. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Now, how will I spend my time doing that, this, that? I'll figure it out. Check it out. Right Recipe in the Kitchen. I want to talk to you. Let me know what your favorite dish is. Please give me a little feedback here. What would you like to see a recipe for? What would you like to see us cook? I'm going to go through everything from baking to cooking to broiling, whatever, all of it. Drop it in the comments below. What would you like to see? What's your favorite dish? What is something you'd like to try or taste or have me make and give you some feedback on, drop that down in there because I'll probably do it. Yeah. All right. Back to the cruise news. Let's talk about Royal Caribbean. We've talked about some others. Royal Caribbean's Beach Club Paradise Island, another one of these private islands. It is set to open December of 2025. Got one more year. Are you a Royal Caribbean fan and do you enjoy their private islands? The picture, it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. Although I said I'm not like the private island girly, and I'm not, I go to them and I'll experience them and enjoy. And this one looks very lovely. It says that here that Royal Caribbean International has announced that in December of 2025, Royal Beach Club Paradise Island will open and be the first in Royal Beach Club collection. So I'm not sure about their private islands that it's the first. Let me read some more. It says here that the Royal Beach Club collection is designed for every type of family and vacationer to get everything they want out of their ideal beach day. Hmm. No matter the vibe they're looking for. It has a first of its kind vibe to it, and they're going to continue to serve their guests with tailored experiences at one of their most highly visited destinations. This club will span 17 acres on the western end of Paradise Island, and then you can get a day pass to enjoy all of the amenities. So here are some of the highlights in amenities in what they are calling three different zones that will be aboard in this Paradise Beach Club. There will be a family beach zone, there will be a chill beach zone, and a party cove. I like it. Families over here, chill over here, the party's over there. All right. Family beach zone will accommodate beach games and the ultimate family cabana. It will be a retreat with 2 stories of amenities, including a slide, a whirlpool, and frozen drink machine. Sounds fun. Chill Beach. This is where you can experience some of the Caribbean culture, it says, and shop at local artisan huts, sampling different island flavors. And then Party Cove. This will have a DJ spinning beats at the world's largest swim up bar. It will be the Floating Flamingo. And then it will have Party Cove VIP space featuring personal poolside service and views. So they're going to make it ritzy ditzy. If you want to pay that extra, you can have personal service right there poolside. This is developed and operated in partnership with the Bahamian government. So, huh, I'm still reading to see a little bit more. According to the company, adventurers, I'm sorry, have more ways than one to visit Nassau in the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island in the Bahamas. And this will be a combination of vacations from 6 cities. You will go there if you're going out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, Cape Liberty, New Jersey, Galveston, and Baltimore. So get ready. 2025, this bad boy will be here. Will you go? Do you have a cruise planned already? Do you need me to help you plan one? I will drop my information down in the description below. I can book you any of these trips. It doesn't have to be a cruise. I'm a travel advisor. Any travel that you're looking for, I can book that for you. Are you looking to spend some time in Family Beach, Chill Beach, or Party Cove? Which one are you? Are you a Family Beach kind of person? Chill or party? Drop it down in the comments. I'd love to know. All right. Let's talk about something that just came across my desk today. So I get a lot of cruise news, like I go and find it and curate it and set it up. But as a travel advisor, we get so, I mean, day by day, so many, all of the suppliers are constantly sending us their updates and we have trainings and what's coming up, next and latest, and it's so much. It can be overwhelming. Think of when I say a supplier, for instance, Disney Cruise Line is a supplier. Universal is a supplier. So think of all of the suppliers, all of the places where you can go and do a vacation of any type. Day by day, they're saying, we have this on sale and that's on sale and limited time offer and special. And a lot of times I just kind of click past them because, half a dozen of one, six of the other. Is your 15% off second guess any different than your second guess pays only 85 or 75, 85%? they just switch the wording sometime to make it seem like it's a better deal, and it's really kind of like the same deal sometimes. So I ignore a lot of these things that come across my desk as a travel advisor. But today I saw this coming across my desk as a travel advisor, and I was not going to ignore it. I wanted to definitely let you know because it's for a limited time. I am talking about Disney Cruise Line right now. Disney is another premium kind of cruise line. Kind of like Virgin, they're more expensive than like a Royal Caribbean cruise or a Carnival cruise or MSC cruise, Princess Holland America. Usually, now depending on what type of room you get and all that, but they're more expensive. They are at a premium price. So it's important to try to get any break, any deal, any special that you can if they ever have them. Well, they have it, and it's been announced today. It says for a limited time, you get to pay 50% deposits on select Disney cruises. Why is that important? Because of the entry. Sometimes you're just not able to book the cruise that you want because you just don't have $250 or $500 right now to plop down that deposit. You got to hold it until you put something down. The prices will fluctuate and it can sell out. I'm seeing it a lot. Once you put your deposit down, you got it locked in. But if your deposit is five or six or $700, it might be a barrier to entry. Well, having it for 50% off can help with that. Let me read what it says. Now, it's not every cruise, it's select cruises, of course. So let me read you what it says here. You can explore tropical, Caribbean, and Bahamas cruises. You can go to Alaska, Europe, Mexico, and even more from June 16th, 2025 cruises all the way through to May 31st of 2026. So it starts in the summer time of next year. So if you're planning a cruise for next year in the summer or even later, this is for you. Let me read some more. It says that the booking window closes on Valentine's Day. So you have to book it. It's open now. You can start today if you want, all the way through February 14th of 2025 and pay just 50% of the required deposit. And then the rest of that will be due by final payment time. Final payment is usually 90 days before the cruise. Not always, but usually. It says here if you book your Disney Cruise Line vacation, you'll receive some complimentary gifts. You'll receive shipboard credit. So they're trying to sweeten the deal. They're definitely trying to sweeten the deal. They're looking for you to, oh my gosh, I don't see all of the, I'm trying to find, it says a limited time, but it doesn't tell me exactly which cruises here. I will, after this, I'll look. I thought it had it. Let me see. Because it's not for every Disney cruise, it's not for every ship. Um, I will have to get that to you. This one doesn't give all of the details. It just tells when you need to book it and where it's going. So it's a lot of them though. You can go not just to the Caribbean, you can go to the Med, you can go to Europe and Alaska. So if you need more information, like I said, I'll drop my link for my travel agency down in the description below. You can contact me and I can look that up, give you prices for any of them. And right now, up until February 14th, so it's a pretty decent time frame. It's not like you've got 24 hours. Book that cruise, 50% off the deposit. And let's say you're not looking to go next year. You just did a big trip and next year you're going to take a break next year. You're planning on going in 2026. Well, you can still drop that deposit now for your 2026 cruise and only have to pay half off. So think about that. Good deal for Disney cruise lovers. Anybody a Disney fan? I'm a Disney fan. I have not been on a Disney cruise yet. We had one scheduled. Things changed, and I'm sorry, I didn't have one scheduled. I was going to sneak up on people that had one scheduled, and things changed, and I didn't get to go. Yeah, sneak up on people. Yeah, people know who they are. But I would love to go on a Disney cruise. I think it would be a very fun vibe. My grandkids would love to go with me, I'm sure. That would be a fun experience. I would love to know if any of you have done a Disney cruise or if you have one planned coming up anytime soon. That new ship, oh my gosh, the Disney Adventure, it will be sailing out of Asia. That ship looks so much fun. It is said to have the largest roller coaster, kind of water coaster at sea. They took what Carnival did and doubled it in size. It's got this big statue of King T'Challa from Black Panther in the front. It's going to have this incredible. It's like almost a small little Disney on the ship. This area for the kids. It really looks amazing. It really does. And I know that there are some people who have already booked that ship, traveling over to some wonderful Asian itineraries. It looks really exciting. I'm excited for that Disney adventure. Love to see it come on over here or get on it when I can. I have one more cruise news story for you before I tell you this last little update. It's a what's been happening over in Japan and why some passengers were stuck. Cruise ship engine trouble strands passengers in Japan. Let me read you this. Passengers who boarded MSC Cruises, we have another MSC story, on the MSC Bellissima on December 6th of 2024, woke up the following day to discover they hadn't left port. Oh my, there's a problem. Think about it. You get on your ship, you go to bed that night, you've had a great first night, you wake up, you're supposed to be in Timbuktu, I don't know, wherever, and you wake up and you're like, we haven't left yet? There's a problem. 2 days later, they were still there and discovered they would not leave. Now we got a big problem. Oh my, lions and tigers and bears. Let me read you what happened. The vessel was scheduled to set sail at 7 p.m. on December 6th for a 4-night cruise, but it turns out that navigation and engine problems have prevented the departure. It was slated to be in Ishigaki, I hope I said that right, Japan on December 7th, but that call needed to be canceled. Later that day, the cruise line sent word to passengers that the vessel would remain in the Okinawa port until December 10th, when the voyage was expected to end, and that its calls to Keelung, Taiwan, I know I'm probably not saying these right, in Kojima, Japan, had also been scrapped. So what we're saying is, you ain't going nowhere. That's what they was told. Here's the statement. Let me read it. MSC Bellissima remains in the port of Naha, Japan, while the necessary maintenance work is completed to enable the ship to continue with the planned cruises. Not your planned cruise, but the next ones. We have chartered aircraft and booked seats on commercial flights to help guests fly back home. We are doing everything that we can to ensure that the guests on board still have an enjoyable time on the ship. End quote. All right. I need to hear from you. I understand. We all understand. Stuff happens. The best laid plans, stuff can go wrong. I get it. I get it. But my goodness gracious, you get on that ship and all of your, stops have been scrapped, canceled. The ship's not going anywhere, but enjoy and have a good time on the ship. Oh my, I'm not quite sure how I would feel about that. Yes, I am. I don't know why I lied. I know exactly how I'd feel. But at least you got to stay aboard the ship and enjoy the ship there in port, and they were going to help you get back home. I, ugh, what are your thoughts on that? Right? I understand they would much prefer you to be a very happy cruiser, drinking, getting drunk, eating food, and having a good time and spending money. They don't want their ship to be broken down either. It's bad for everybody. But that is tough. That's tough. It said poor weather conditions in Naha caused a high wave advisory that remains in effect until 12 a.m. on December 2nd. I'm sorry, 10th. The good news is that MSC has confirmed that repairs are complete, so the next voyage should go off without a hitch, no problem. Although Japanese passengers have been able to disembark, local media reports approximately that 1,880 Taiwanese guests remain aboard the ship. So it was there, and the Japanese passengers were able to get off. But the Taiwanese passengers, they need to get over to Taiwan where they thought they were going. MSC Cruises is working with Japanese authorities to allow guests to go ashore on December 9th. So that was a couple of days ago. Um, oh, it's been It's been a mess. It said here full refunds and vouchers were provided. I think it's so funny when a cruise ship cancels your cruise or doesn't go, like, I mean, completely, a complete cancel. They always say full refunds will be provided. Duh, duh. They act like I don't get that. A full refund will be provided. I'm sorry, refund, as if that's something. Yeah, if you completely cancel my entire cruise, the least that I would expect is a full refund. Now, if you read that cruise contract, you might be surprised. But if I go nowhere, of course I'm going to get a full refund. But they say full refunds, and they also gave them vouchers. It says here while passengers stuck on MSC Bellissima have been able to spend their time on the ship, so they were able to do that, enjoying the amenities, including numerous bars, lounges, and dining venues. MSC Cruises offered 100% refunds to all guests for the unforeseen cancellation. And this includes refunds for all, missed excursions and anything else that they might have booked. In addition to the refund, guests also receive a future voucher valued at 50% of the cruise fare originally paid. So they can go on the next one for half off, really. And this voucher is for the first and second guests in each cabin. The third and the fourth guests receive a voucher valued at $75 per person. So if there were three of you, the first two of you get that 50% off. The third person gets $75. Additional passengers in need of transportation within Japan were offered up to $200 per person compensation. And if they were going overseas, they would help them up to $400 compensation to get back to where they were. That was a mess. That they were just stuck there. What do you think about that? Um, that's tough. That's what I think about that. What can you say? Nobody, the cruise lines or no passenger or the places. Think about the places they were going to go. The people are waiting for them. This boatload, okay, this shipload of people to arrive at their area and come off and spend money. They're ready. They're waiting, and it didn't happen for anybody. I think it was really good that they were allowed to stay on board and everything was open so that they could, not everything. If they were sitting there, I'm pretty sure the casino wouldn't have been open. Can't do it here. I don't know about there. But they still had things to do. The show had to go on. We got thousands of passengers on board. So, man, that's when I really feel for the very hardworking staff aboard these cruise ships because people get irritated. They get irate. I saw for the first time a fight on board a cruise ship on the MSC Seascape. People get ugly. They get drunk or they just have nasty attitudes anyway, or something just heats them up right quick. And this would be something to heat you up right quick, right? But what can you do? So you just have to settle down. No high blood pressure. Don't do it. Woosah, take a deep breath, pray, take a nap, and just say, well, how can I make the best of this? That would be tough. But hey, they did give them back all of their money and 50% toward the next cruise. So, is it a all's well that ends well kind of deal? I don't know. That's the cruise news that I have for you today. I feel that I've got you mostly caught up. And of course, those are the announcements. Remember our group cruise that was happening November of 2025 out of Galveston on the MSC Seascape has been canceled until further notice. I will keep you posted. And also remember, we have a new channel, Right Recipe in the Kitchen. I would love for you to go check it out. There's only one video right now, but there will be many more come this weekend. Um, not sign up, subscribe to that channel. Show us some love. Tell others that you know. Go on there, help her out. Subscribe, watch the videos, and drop some comments. Let me know what it is you would like to see cooked or baked. What kind of recipe are you looking to explore with me? And I'm going to tell you about these, give you some information about the ingredients, tips. How do you have the right recipe in the kitchen? There's certain tips that you need to do. If you just look at a recipe sometimes and make it just like it says, it doesn't always come out the best, but there are some tips and tricks that you can actually do to make sure it comes out the best every time. You might need to tweak that recipe a little bit. We'll talk about it. So join me over at Right Recipe in the Kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me Thursday night. I really appreciate it. Just love and appreciate each and every one of you for all of your support. Thank you so much. Go have some dinner, take a break, relax. Thank you, and I'll catch you at the next adventure. Good night.